Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea, and welcome to a best of 5 grand final for the ESL Open Cup. Today we have MaxPax's here in the bottom left as our blue Protoss player, and in the top right is our red Terran. Playing for Team Mouse, it is HeroMarine, Big Gabe, Large Gabriel. Yes, indeed, HeroMarine, the winner of, I believe, over 50 ESL Open Cups at this point, which means that with a prize pool of $200 for first prize, that means, well, 50 times 200. In my calculations, this is $10,000 that HeroMarine has won over the past 2.5 years playing the weekly Monday Cup, which is absolutely bananas in my opinion. Like, that is an actual grinder's thing, you know? Like, you just have to grind and grind them out. It's probably the hardest someone had to work for this much money in StarCraft 2. Usually 10k, you know, it's a weekend for Raynor or a weekend for Serral, and they get third place, they get the 10k, they get first place, they get the 35, but this time HeroMarine freaking he played many more. I think he played probably like 140, 130 cups, and he got a lot of time invested into that, but worth it. I think for many reasons. I think in some way it's a bigger achievement winning it over this many weeks rather than in one go. Yes, you could say that the competition is a bit lower, but the competition in these ESL Open Cups is still very high. You always have Clan playing, you often have Raynor playing lately, MaxPax's is definitely always going to be there, people like Lambo. When it comes to the European scene, it's just really Serral that never seems to show up. Like Showtime's also there fairly often. Yes, Serral really the only player that doesn't show up for them, so you could say yes, it's not the highest level of European competition, but it gets pretty darn close, and winning 50 of those, making $10,000 Enos, yeah, I find that very, very impressive. Just the level, the sheer level of consistency needed for that is crazy. Now, what else is crazy is this opener here. We're seeing a double Reaper opener coming out of HeroMarine, who's playing against a... well, this is going to be a Stargate opener, so we don't see a Warp Gate yet. And indeed, Stargate is going to be thrown down here on the bottom side. No battery yet being constructed, and this probe actually could be in a little bit of trouble. No, Adept is going to show up just in time. That means that this Reaper will eventually get pushed back. Scary seconds though there for that probe. Look at a HeroMarine, little tryhard. Microing this Reaper around, back and forth, back and forth. Dish, it's gonna hit the Adept one more time, no. Second Reaper is about to show up now as a reactor, as a follow-up. As the CC gets built on the high ground, which is kind of rare and unique to see. A lot of the time when command centers get built on the high ground, it's only going to be a single Reaper. With double Reaper, almost always CC gets built on the low ground. These Reapers try to make life difficult here for MaxPax's, but life is pretty easy for the young Dane as he pushes both of these Reapers back and will be safe at least for now. No third Adept on the way and no battery. That means that these Hellion and double Reaper combinations should be capable of actually doing something here. Look at that Hellion kind of going ham in the mineral line of the natural, taking out one worker so far already. Both Reapers are still alive as well. One is pretty low, but there's nothing in the main here. Hellion's going to get at least one more kill, but perhaps even 2 kills. As this one Adept, well, it's not being the quickest at taking stuff down. Well, I was going to say it's going to get one more kill, but it didn't actually get one more kill. A lot of mining has been lost, though. Hellion moves in towards the natural. Big hit on these probes. Another big hit on these probes. 3, 4, 5? No, 3 workers are going to end up falling. Well, 4 workers total. I guess there was so much time in between the first and the next 3 kills is that the counter on the left didn't kill it anymore. But yeah, 4 probes have gone down in this game already. And the Oracle also had to activate its Pulsar Beam, which is the attacking thing that the Oracle has. So, yeah, not a bad start whatsoever. HeroMarine is ready at home with a Cyclone as well. Already has a third CC done. Third Nexus is on the way here for MaxPax. But I'm really liking this opener right now for HeroMarine, who dealt a little bit of damage, making sure that the early game eco is pretty safe. And the mid-game eco is going to be in his favor because he already has that third CC done right now. Is this going to be a tank or what? Tank would be a mistake here, by the way. I'd just like to note. And I think after seeing this Phoenix, you almost don't want to build a tank. So why is HeroMarine getting the tank, you could ask? Well, that's a great question. And you guys are in luck because I'm here to explain that for you. The reason why HeroMarine is getting a tank right now is because he probably thought that this was going to be some type of Blink follow-up with an early Oracle. And against blink follow-ups, it's really nice to have tanks in positions because it stops blink harass. You put a tank in your natural, you put a tank in your main base, or just one tank sometimes is fine already. And just like that, you don't have to deal with any crap anymore, like minor blink harass. However, this most likely is going to be a charge lot build, as we see a fast 3rd CC, we see a late Forge and a late Twilight after 3 more Phoenixes. So I'm kind of surprised to also see a second tank start, because I do believe that there are some clues here which HeroMarine could have gathered and kind of figured out, hey, I don't actually need these tanks to be safe against harass. I probably preferred getting a couple of extra mines faster, or making sure that I get a slightly quicker 3rd barracks as well to get the combat shield faster barracks production, so you can go out and get on the map and get units that do well against Charge Lot Phoenix, which, let's face it, tanks are not all that great against Charge Lot Phoenix. Now, what is great against Charge Lot Phoenix is Ghost. You could be asking, against what unit is the Ghost not good? And I think that is a fair question to ask, and also a question I don't really have an answer for. The Ghost is actually a good unit against everything. It is the perfect unit. People often say, Kevin, you look like a ghost, because I hardly go outside and my entire face is white because I haven't seen the sun in 3 years. And I say, thank you, the Ghost is the strongest unit in the Terran army, so I consider that a compliment. Then they stop talking to me for the next 2 years, because they think I'm for real. And you know, somewhere I am a little bit for real as well. The Ghost is just very powerful. Someone calls you a ghost, and how bad is that really? Starport is going to land here on the reactor, and Armory is on the way. Does that mean we're going to see a second eBay? Oh my god, this is so Korean. Oh, I love this. HeroMarine. God. You know, to rile me up, don't you? Getting that second eBay and the Armory. This is very, very cool. Players like Gumiho, Bian, Maru have been huge fans, Cure as well, of this style, with the very heavy emphasis on these upgrades and delaying the tech a little bit further. So getting later Ghost Academies, getting a later second starport as well. Maybe not entirely necessary because there's already so much gas, but I'm still a fan of this very fast upgrades. Fort Nexus is on the way, all of this off of a very low gas count, which means that either Zealots need to start trading out or gases need to start being taken in the next 10-15 seconds. There we go. 2 gases will go down. We have a robotics facility on the way as well. We have a Zealot run by already on the map. Look at a setup here for MaxPax's. Just want to kind of note just where the threats are for HeroMarine. So we have a couple of Zealots on the right side. We have a significant Zealot force on the left side. The moment an army consisting of HeroMarine's bio units and tanks will move out, I think both of them might go in at a similar time as well. While simultaneously we have a tech into robotic space, so potentially Colossi, potentially Disruptors. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. So let's start moving in. Was this scouted? Because maybe MaxPax's just wanted to go in. Very good timing there on these Zealots. 3 Zealots running in towards the natural, and these 8 or so are running in towards the 3rd base. Bunker is not being repaired in time. Perhaps it is. Zealots in the natural dealing quite some damage. At the same time, big fight in the middle of the map here. 139 supply for MaxPax's against a mere 123 out of HeroMarine, who's forced to pick up, loses all of his tanks. 7 workers also going down. 4th base finishing up for MaxPax's, getting in a big warp in of 9 more Zealots. A lot of these Marines are being lifted up as well. Oi, 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 oi. 5 Phoenixes are still alive, and this was an army that wanted to trade and got the trade, and it got the trade pretty darn well as well. This wasn't just a meh type of trade where you get rid of some units. No, this was a very, very good trade, which can now start applying some serious pressure on this 3rd base. These force fields were god-awful, but let's not talk about those. It actually has holes on 2 different sides. Oh, that was a big mine shot actually, taking out 2 Phoenixes there. I think that MaxPax's is pushing too hard for no real reason. He has a Colossus transition on the way. He has a fort base done already. I think what he needs to be focusing on right now is getting gases up, getting a second robotics facility, and maybe even considering a second forge and a 5th base. Because there's just a lot of cash in the bank right now that can be used. It will be practically impossible for HeroMarine to ever move out with an army like this if there are no ghosts in the mix. But at the same time, it's hard for MaxPax's to finish a game as well without having a primary source of splash. Whether that's going to be Colossus or Disruptors, doesn't really matter. And we're seeing 1 Colossus out already. No thermal lens yet, but surely it's going to be on the way soon. I like this a lot. Zealots are being positioned around the map once again for a potential run by in towards a base. The moment we see a move out, very fast response out of MaxPax's. Holy crap. That was impressive. That was such a fast pullback on these Zealots. Literally the second these bio units came into vision. Oh, and then at the same time he also loses 2 Phoenixes. So far with the quick responses. Look at this. 3 groups of Zealots are on the map. Just waiting to go on. Single Zealot is going to get sent in here. Will get detonated on by this Widow Mine. And the next 3 Zealots will stay in the corner. And we'll start moving in right now. There's pretty decent vision as well with this Observer seeing the move out. Zealots going towards the natural. Then we have these Zealots probably going in towards the 3rd base. The bunker is doing some work though for HeroMarine. These drops are going to get caught by this Zealot Stalker Force on the right side. No armor upgrades on them yet. But it's enough units that it's going to be capable of pushing back this bio army here. Zealots are still idling for now. So that mine gets another shot off. Brings the total kill count up to 3. Colossi get revealed. Doesn't feel like HeroMarine is in a great position. He's just down in workers significantly. The current gateway count is at 10. We have Blink done as well. We have a Colossi count that is growing. The Viking count is non-existent, so there's a lot of things that don't feel too great for HeroMarine, but the army that MaxPax's is on right now, it's an army that is going to fall off in the next minute and a half. The moment the first Ghost hit the field, and there's going to be more than 4 to... Not more than... Let's say there's more than 6 Vikings on the map. 2 upgrades Ghost and more than 6 Vikings is going to be real bothersome here for HeroMarine to play, for MaxPax to play against that type of composition. Needs to start getting rid of some of these Zealots and start replacing them with units that actually can fight, because without Disruptors in this army, you're just gonna get absolutely smoked in the next fight, no? I mean, a couple of EMPs hit. I don't really see how MaxPax is going to win a fight if there's EMPs. I mean, if there's no EMPs, you can fight. So right now, just now realizing there's no thermal lens, that's a big thing. That's a big thing here. Zealot Warping in the main base. That turret is not going to finish up at the same time. We have some more minor traits going down. Where's the Ghost? Still not a single Ghost on the map. How's that possible? Feels like the Ghost Academy has been done for a while, and we don't even have any Ghost in production yet. Marines are going to stim back in towards the main base. We have a scan. MaxPax feels confident enough to walk up this ramp. Here we go. One Zealot gets sacrificed, giving his life for ire. The mine gets another kill on his CV. Marine stimming in, wanting to take out that prism, will get it. 2 Zealots go down in there as well. 6th base on the way, so yes, we can say that the army that MaxPax has isn't brilliant, but at the same time his eco is freaking brilliant. His infrastructure is bananas as well. What's the only thing we're really missing is just an army that can fight, I think. I'm just surprised we're not seeing any Ghost. I don't get it. Why is there not a single Ghost in here? Such a good unit. Especially against this many Zealots. This army is gonna get caught, and Zealots are good in this type of scenario where they're just straight up fighting against, like, not huge amounts of bio. The smaller the bio force, the better the Zealots are going to be. Zealots kind of skill poorly because they're a melee unit, while range units obviously skill better against this high a Zealot count. You have 2 more Disruptors on the way, so MaxPax is focusing on kind of rounding out that army, and it's going to lose a lot of Colossi. Not Ghost here for the Terran. Gateway units are actually quite good as long as Ghosts aren't around. This is something that HeroMarine should know as well. First 4 Ghosts are on the way right now. That initial Disruptor shot completely did not connect whatsoever. Army supply 99 against 80. This is one thing that does worry me to a certain extent, I guess. Is where it's going to be a 3-3 Terran army with Ghost, a massive Marauder count, sufficient Vikings in case Colossi come in. I mean, Disruptors will need to start hitting. Or MaxPax might actually lose this game still. Or am I wrong? I don't think I am wrong. What EMPs are going to hit? Like, you have one bad fight and you can't reinforce into this. There's only 4 Disruptors here in this army. 3-3 finishes up now. That means we're looking at an upgrade lead. Well, not counting the shield weapons of about 2, because shield weapons are not going to count due to the EMP, of course. Single EMP is going to completely destroy the shields of everything in this army. That disruptor does get the hit about 8 supply. Another big disruptor hit. That's very important because the reproduction for HeroMarine is just simply not there. And he does have 8 barracks, but is not mining quite as much. He's struggling getting max. Every single disruptor that hits something is huge. And hitting 10, 12 supply is completely massive. Now, Planetary here, I'm not quite sure how much longer that's going to stay alive, but I have a feeling it's not going to be that much longer. Take a look at the production tab here as the 7th base has now gone up for MaxPax's. I mean, he's just out-expanding HeroMarine in a massive way. After a solid early and solid mid-game, he decided, you know what, it's time for me to just completely out-expand my opponent. And he's doing a great job with that. And he has the infrastructure as well to kind of say this is going to be just fine. 16 gateways. He can reinforce any position almost immediately. He has the cash. He has the infrastructure. Base gets taken out here. We have a bunch of DTs, couple of zealots running in towards his base. No more bunker available. HeroMarine tries to go back home immediately. No, he decides he actually wants to go for a semi-base trade. Semi-base trades are somewhat scary though. Especially if you're losing every single SCV in one base. And there's just this many bases. Like, base trades are fun if you have 12 bases and your opponent has 5. Because then trading 1 for 1 is always going to be good for you. But this time around, HeroMarine has 4 bases and it's MaxPax's who has like 8. And 105 workers. This is absolutely insane. This is the Zerg-like style of PvP that we have seen a lot more recently. And that I'm personally a huge fan of. Huge worker count. And just big infrastructure, constantly reinforcing positions, throwing zealots away like they don't matter to you. Not nice for the family of the zealots, but great if you're the Protoss commander. GG gets called as MaxPax's wins game number 1 in this best of 5. The last game is the type of game where you look at that and you load up the replay every couple of days just to watch back how well you played if you're MaxPax's in that situation. Like the constant expansions, the insane worker count. It's really cool to see this type of style with just a heavy focus on economy. And funnily enough, I think the first one that I truly saw do this in the Protoss versus Terran matchup was Raynor. When he was playing Protoss, kind of playing it as he were to play Zerg against Terran, with this heavy emphasis on Zealot run-bys, lots of like lower gateway units. I still feel like that it can be tricky for a Protoss to get to that position, but once you get there, it feels almost unstoppable. With the one side note that I kind of want to make there still, as well, is that it felt like MaxPax's for a long period there was a bit too slow on adding on extra disruptors. I feel like just having even just 1 or 2 disruptors just helps so much in your overall ability to take fights against Terran. I really do believe that. This is an interesting one, by the way, here out of HeroMarine. Look at this. What did MaxPax's see? MaxPax's sees a full wall with double depots, does not see the CC, and sees a reactor first. So what are you thinking here as a Protoss? Like, there's a lot of things going through your head. Well, depending on which Protoss is. Some Protoss players have no conscious thoughts whatsoever. Things just happen. They only have what is called the lizard brain, which is on the very bottom. You peel away all the layers of the newer brains of the modern human. You get to the lizard brain. The lizard brain can only is the fight or flight response. You either run or you go for it. But that's not the case with MaxPax's. MaxPax's has a very complex brain. Many thoughts going on in there, trust me. And his thought right now is that he needs a Stargate against this full wall. He saw this like, maybe there's a fast factory, maybe there isn't. He can't really know. Don't forget that. He can't really know. So he's going in right now with this scout. I wouldn't even mind if he pushes in. Yeah. Oh my god, sees the factory timing there. That is huge. That is huge. That is absolutely massive. Fantastic stuff. These 4 Marines, they're running across the map. I'm not so sure if our Dane is aware of what's kicking off here. I mean, he knew that this was an instant reactor opener, so he must know that there is more than just 2 Marines at this point in the game. I mean, he wasn't born yesterday. He can count. He knows that 3 waves of Marines should have finished already. And here come the 4 Marines. He just isn't really prepared for it. Second Adept is popping out right now. Good control on the probes. Will end up losing 3. Might end up losing a 4th one as well if he isn't entirely careful. Cyclone coming in here too right now. Yeah, 4 workers do get taken out. The Oracle pops out. 27 SCVs against 31. Don't forget, this was just a very fast command center. So taking out 4 workers there is a massive deal. And it's a deal that I don't think MaxPax's would take again if he were to be offered this deal. What did he kill? He killed 4 Marines, lost 4 workers. That's a terrible deal. I killed 6 Marines. Now I actually might end up losing this Oracle as well. Oi, oi, oi. This deal is getting worse and worse and worse. This is like going into a pawn shop. It's like selling your PlayStation 5 and then buying it back for 5 times the price. Like, it's not what you want, MaxPax's. This is the incorrect move, my good friend. I do not enjoy this at all. HeroMarine is staying on a 1-1-1 infrastructure, which indicates that he wants to move out. I kind of believe in him. I believe in the power of the game. I believe that he can deal some real damage with this. 7 Marines, 1 Cyclone moving out right at this moment. We have 2 Stalkers, 1 Adept and an Oracle out. Oracle practically useless against this 1 Cyclone. Stalkers practically useless without batteries. There's not enough Stalkers here. There's no Adept. Oracle makes its way across the map. This is a cool base trading move that I really, really like. And this might even allow MaxPax's to give up his 3rd base. It even forces HeroMarine into the natural right now and saying, hey, if I don't actually start dealing some real damage right at this moment, I might actually end up losing the game. And this is the correct call. He is going to push through this little choke right now. There is still 2 Cyclones. A Viking is about to land as well. Marines stay alive. 6, 7, 8, 9 workers going down. I think that HeroMarine is doing it. Can we get a pickup on this Cyclone? Yes, we can. Some good control. Oh my god. HeroMarine is controlling this fairly well as 18 workers go down. And MaxPax's is staying in, but he should perhaps just leave. Because this game is completely over. 29 workers against 36, 55 supply against 40. And after saying all of those numbers, we know what it means. We know that the Terran is ahead here. With, I guess the one caveat is that the extra infrastructure is fairly late. And this had nothing to do with the build order and everything to do with the fact that HeroMarine was floating a cheeky 600-700 minerals. He wasn't macroing too well behind that, and that's completely okay. Because he had a very micro-intensive situation, and he microed it so well that the macro didn't quite matter as much. But it still sucks for him, because his next push is just going to hit fairly late. An absolute fact. And this will allow MaxPax's to probably probe up a little bit high, at least to 3-base saturation before the next push hits. Because, well, let's face it, Stim is pretty far away. 1 worker is going to get taken out. This Oracle has 7 kills. Let's take a look at the actual kill counts. 25 workers killed in a 6-minute and 30-second game against 5. 33 units against 29. And we have a landed Viking being taken out by some stray Stalkers over here. Not quite sure what they were doing there, but they were doing what they were doing in that position. And that is what it is. This Viking is also doing what it is doing, which is not a whole lot, as it's just idling in that space currently. MaxPax's moving up to 47 workers, adding a couple of gateways to boost his infrastructure. Problem being here is that, can Charge finish up before Stim? It's gonna be close. That's gonna be very, very tight. We'll need triple chronos on that. If MaxPax's wants that to happen. Because it's 100 seconds. Nah, no, okay, he'll be fine. He'll be fine. Because there's a little bit of move out time as well, obviously. But yeah, triple chrono boost, and I think MaxPax's is going to be in an okay spot. It's going to almost get a second shot there. And the cooldown on the tank is so long. Really thought there was going to be a second shot there. MaxPax's really kind of pushed that till the very edge of time. Full saturation on minerals, like mentioned before. That's pretty much what we're looking for. Gateway count is still fairly low. We're at 5, we're at 6, we're going to be at 7. No robotics facility, no Templar archives. We now have Phoenixes on the way. What? I saw it on the production tab, and then I said it. And then I thought about what I just said, and I was like, well, that makes no sense whatsoever. Why are we seeing Phoenix right now? It's an interesting decision. And not an interesting... There's different types of interesting, you know? When you get explained Pythagoras' theorem for the first time, you're like, oh, that's interesting. And when you see your neighbor at 3 a.m. in your backyard trying to dig a hole to poop in, that is also interesting, but a very different type of interesting. This Phoenix is more like the second type. I'm not too fond of it, and I hope it doesn't happen again. Because it's just not going to provide any value. Oh my god. I love it when I say something and whatever I say it just, you know, my prediction comes through. Just like a terrible unit to build here. You need a lot of Phoenixes for them to be worth it. Phoenixes earlier build means they can stack up more energy and deal more damage over the entirety of their lifespan. If you get a single Phoenix this late into the game, they often can't really do anything whatsoever. Yeah, this game is just going to end. I mean, HeroMarine, despite his poor macro during the push, just so far ahead because of his great control during that push, is going to just A-move, stomp over his opponent here. MaxPax's will be forced to tap out pretty soon, especially once these reinforcements arrive as well, right? This is a relatively low gas build order. That means that a fast forward base was a necessity, not a luxury. And that forward base is not here anymore. It's going to be, well, trying to get rebuilt, but HeroMarine has too many units. MaxPax's is currently wasting our time. It's been wasting our time for the past 2.5 minutes. I do appreciate that he tried, but at the same time, I also would have appreciated if he would have just left the game. So we could have gone into game number 3 a little bit faster. But life is life. Da-na-na-na-na. La-ba-da-ba-ba, life. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that HeroMarine... Oh, he's F2ing back home because of the Zealots. It's the Terran control groups there. Coming straight at you. This is why you can't use F2 for everything, my friends. You need some separate control groups. Prism actually going to go into the natural here. But there's just so many units. The damage output is simply too high. It's an interesting blink. The second type of interesting once more. But it does end up working out this time around. Battery is going to heal that fire. It's just really, really over. The Robo Bay finishing up. There's 74 army supply against 38. This is a trick. This looks good for MaxPax's. MaxPax's believes in it as well. Oh no, this is the worst. Oh, he thinks he can attack. That is going to be hilarious. This is like when you let your 5-year-old cousin win in a game of chess. And he truly believes he can beat anyone right now. And then the next game, you don't even give him a single pawn. Like, checkmate him in 3 moves. It's like, this is the exact scenario. Like, HeroMarine is playing with his food right now. And MaxPax's started to believe that he wasn't food anymore, but that he was the apex predator for a second. No, my friend, you're still on the bottom of the chain. You are a... What is actually on the bottom of most chains? A kelp? Plankton? I'm not sure what's overall on the bottom of the chain. Probably grass or something like that. Like even a cow beats you, you know it's pretty bad. Although cows are relatively scary. People always think I'm joking when I say it, but cows scare me more than most dogs do. Although I don't think cows kill too many people. And I do think that there are some dogs that kill people. If I were to be locked into a room, it'd rather be with a dog than with a cow. Imagine if a cow falls on you. There would be no way of getting away from it. Like, you can't move. A cow's like 400 kilo. This guy looks massive. Freaking cows. Absolutely units of an animal. This is some nice This often is a good way to finish games, by the way, is attacking 2 spots at the same time. Yeah, GG gets called immediately, MaxPax's leads the game, and HeroMarine ties up our series. That was one of those games where the actual strategical decisions, like mattered so much. The early game thoughts that HeroMarine had were very, very good. And MaxPax's just didn't theorize well enough. Like, he had access to the information. He saw a reactor first. He knew there were only 2 Marines at home. But he didn't manage to put 2 and 2 together and make 4. Like, he looked at the 2, he looked at the second 2, and was like, that's interesting. And then didn't build a battery at home. Because if he builds a battery there, he's going to be in a fine position, right? You have 1 adept against 4 Marines. None of your probes are going to end up dying. HeroMarine might end up walking in towards your main base, which would be the correct call, and try to kill 1 or 2 workers there. But then your second adept pops out. You might lose 1 worker, but yeah, it's a good situation overall. I think it is, at least. You don't lose your adept. You don't lose too many workers. So once again, reactor first. This is a different type of reactor first, though, because this is actually with double gas. This is an uncommon build order. And when I say uncommon, I don't think I've actually ever seen this build order before. This is really weird. I want to speculate, but... Ooh, he's staying in gas as well. Oh, it's going to be Reaper Reaper? Yeah, it's going to be Reaper Reaper. Oh, do I like this? I'm not so sure. I don't... I don't know if I like this, because it's fairly obvious. I mean, I managed to call it just by seeing the gas mining. Initially. If Terran continues mining gas after they build their factory, they want to invest that gas into something, right? And that's going to be Reapers here, 99% of the time. Or it has to be a one base all in, which also makes so little sense with a fast reactor. This is a Zealot Adept opener. Do I like this? Oh my god, I have no clue what to think about any of these build orders. Neither build order. I just don't understand it, or like it, or get it. This feels good for HeroMarine right now, but he's losing his first Reaper, so maybe it isn't. Now there's 2 more Marines on the way. His SCV is going to get blasted. Second Adept as well coming in. This feels fine, funnily enough, for MaxPax's. This feels like it should be fine. Yeah. I mean, he just has enough units, and he can delay the CC forever. That means there needs to be a 4 depot build. Pre-command center. Oh no. Terran's in shambles. That's awful. Every single depot you need to build before the command center feels so bad if you're a Terran player. And as I've dabbled in Terran a little bit, I can feel their pain right now. I kind of enjoy their pain as well here at the same time. Let's take a look at that focus fire. That was bad focus fire out of MaxPax's. Had a double shot on that Marine that only required a single shot, while the Zealot was next to it as well. That actually was fairly impactful. And now, HeroMarine's going to clean all of this up. Will end up losing a lot of his units, but stays alive with this Cyclone. Were these good trades? I think good trades for HeroMarine, but because his CC is so delayed, bad trades for HeroMarine. So I like MaxPax's position. MaxPax knows it's not going to be a fast mine drop. That is important. MaxPax knows that he managed to really delay his opponent's natural. That is good for MaxPax. And MaxPax is probably not afraid of Banshees either. And even if he is, he already has a robotics facility. So he can pretty much execute whatever build order he wants to execute. If he wants to play 3-gate Blink, which does seem like it, he can do that. If he wants to play a fast third base, he could also play that. He can really do anything, because I don't think he can currently die. Just given the fact that he's building, Blink. Blink is such a safe build order against any type of 1-1-1 opener. Liberator is an odd choice here as well out of HeroMarine. A really, really odd choice. But it's a choice that I kind of like. And we'll get into why in a couple of seconds from now. After we see everything explode. Very cool. Looks like a little bit of fireworks there when it truly kills itself. Alright, the reason why I like the Liberator is because it is a single unit harassment. It is a single harassment unit. Without any other units that need to go in it. Like if you have a medevac, you need mines. If you have a Banshee, you need a tech lab. But a Liberator is just a Liberator. Ooh, hold that thought. Which means it's pretty non-committal, yet it forces a similar response as a medevac with 2 mines would. Which is that Stalkers will need to be warped in. So ideally what HeroMarine does here is that he forces a Stalker warp in at home, and then afterwards he just idles the Liberator in the dead space. If he loses it, that would be bad, but if he doesn't lose it, and he gets like 2 or 3 worker kills, that would be absolutely huge. I'm surprised, yeah, it's not moving in yet. He really should be moving it in already. That actually does surprise me a tiny tad. He is so... I want to say patient, but this is almost too patient. This is like staying in your house while it's on fire. It's in your kitchen right now, and you're in the living room. It's like, it's not here yet. I can wait. It's like, yeah, you can, but why are we waiting exactly? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. This is a weird push coming out of Big Gate, by the way. Doesn't have stim. This is all in. Liberator comes in right now. Is there a warp in available? I don't think so, which means that these Stalkers need to move back. Lots of mining being destroyed. Liberator stays alive. Correct call here out of HeroMarine. Beautiful. Completely perfect. Because this forces Stalkers to be in the main. And then the Liberator can rotate to a different location as well. Ah, beautiful, beautiful play. No Stalkers were left in the main. But the thought here out of HeroMarine was absolutely perfect. I really like... His decision making is so ridiculously good. It actually hurts my head sometimes. Perfect stuff. More SCVs coming in right now. the unit reproduction, or the production that we have here, is relatively small. There's no stim, and it means that once there's significant number of charge lots, is that this push is going to falter. The real question is, can we get significant numbers of charge lots out? I think the answer might actually be no right now. I think the answer actually is no right now. Here comes an Archon down the ramp. Immortal's trying to take out one of these tanks. I think MaxPax's is rushing into a defense that wasn't entirely necessary. It's going to get absolutely blasted for a second time in a row here. HeroMarine is, well, 82 supply against 40. Starting a reactor at home, getting stim, third barracks. HeroMarine now knows that he has dealt enough damage. He can probably win the game with this, but at the same time, he's already kind of building in an insurance. And I like that a lot. He's saying, hey, like, why would I continue building a lot of units and just straight up rallying them across the map if I can just keep them at home a little bit safe, and then the moment this type of push ends up dying out, I'll just go for a stim combat shield push and absolutely destroy you in the near future. You could even kind of want him to salvage some important units. You could say, hey, fly away with the Viking, pick up 2 tanks, but it makes this defense a little bit, or like this hold, a little bit less powerful, but it would have saved 2 tanks. So defensively might have been good. It's a difficult decision to make, but I think he made the correct call once again. As this bunker is still alive, Temple Archives will get blasted because of it, and the Nexus on the natural is going to be delayed even further. So yeah, once again, this game is really over, and MaxPax is staying in. What is this? He's actually building 3 more barracks. He's going up to 6 racks. This is not even a build order. I think what happened here is that HeroMarine said to his stream, we're gonna do a little bit of trolling right now. He sometimes says that, and then he throws down a 6th barracks. First he says that he's punishing a greedy Protoss player, and then he says we're gonna do a little bit of trolling. Because I'm so far ahead, I can't lose anymore. You don't actually need 6 barracks. No, wait, there's only 5? No, there's 6. Yeah, there's 6. I've never seen this before. Completely unique game. I think that's what they call it in chess. Whenever you make a move that has never been made before after the opening sequence. Oh, here we go. Attacked by MaxPax. It gets absolutely blasted. As expected. GG gets called. HeroMarine wins game number 3. And after game 3 comes game number 4. And game number 4 is played on Inside and Out, which is an interesting map. And it's a map that I'm looking forward to. Because, you know, there's some space here for Blink Stalker harassment. Definitely some space. I could see the space being used for Blink Stalkers. Or other things that go into the main base. Like maybe a Prism. But at the same time, I'm wondering what HeroMarine is going to open here. Because while usually in Protoss vs Terran, it is MaxPax that dictates the pace of the game. So far in this series, it has been HeroMarine. And it often feels like that's kind of the key in StarCraft 2. Not just against MaxPax, but in general. It's just dictating the pace of the game. Just saying, hey, this is where I want the game to go. And you're coming with me, whether you want it or not. Ooh! That was beautiful. And once again, okay. I just want to know that in the past 2 games, HeroMarine opened up with a reactor straight away. One time it was double gas, one time it was CC in the main. So this is giving out some mixed signals here to MaxPax. And how is MaxPax going to respond to that? We don't know. Is it going to be a warp gate with a Twilight Council? I think he's going to go for a Stargate. And oh my god. I really like this. These are some crazy mind games. Like, actually some crazy mind games. So, on Cosmic Sapphire, what happened is we saw a reactor first with a CC in the main base. And what was that? That was Marine. The second game was a reactor first with double gas, and there it was Reaper. So, by that logic, if MaxPax just thinks back of the last 2 games that we have had, and then sees these 2 Reapers, and sees no CC on the low ground, MaxPax possibly could think that this is a double gas opener once again, while in reality it's triple CC from a double Reaper opener. These are really good mind games, honestly. Like, really good mind games out of HeroMarine. And look, MaxPax's, battery in the main base. This is the type of thing you want to be doing against a double gas opener. It really is the thing you want to be doing against a double gas opener. A third Stalker before the robotics facility, or a third gateway unit before the robotics facility. That is also something that you want to be doing against. Oh, that you want to be doing against a double gas opener, because usually you want faster tech. The faster your tech, the better it is for you, right? At least a lot of the time. But that's not going to be the case here, because against a double gas opener you need more units early on, so you build the Stalker. Now, Stalker, it messes with your build because it costs gas, it costs money, delays your robotics facility. So the scouting is going to be later as well. Now this command center is going to get spotted. I wonder if MaxPax's can make the read here as to what this is. There's no way he knows about the 3rd CC. There's just no way. I just can't imagine him knowing about the 3rd CC. He's going to follow this up with 3-gate blink once more, which is interesting. Funnily enough, actually a fairly good build against what HeroMarine is playing. A little bit fortunate, I guess. I really like this mind game overall, though, by HeroMarine. Really fantastic. Fantastic stuff. Builds a bunker, and I think HeroMarine at this point realized that it's going to be blink as well. And knowing MaxPax's, I wouldn't even mind a bunker on the high ground. MaxPax's is so keen on those 4-gate or 3-gate pressure builds that if you play against him and you know it's blink and you're playing a triple CC opener, I almost want to say that it's greedy to not build a bunker on the high ground. It is not a must, but I think it helps. Look at this. MaxPax's just straight up going to move across the map. Has he figured out that there are marauders here? I'm not so sure if he has figured that out. Kind of a risky move out, honestly. It's warping in some Stalkers at home at least. Will of course help if a Mind Drop were to show up at this moment. So he's still being scared. He's still afraid of something. Templar Archives, okay. It's going to be a 2-base Storm Rush as a follow-up. So it's Stalkers into a Storm Rush. Here comes the blink in. We don't have Stim yet. We don't have a lot of units in position. These Marines get pulled back. Stim finishing up in 7 seconds. Infantry weapons level 1 finishing up in the same amount of time. First Marauder might get targeted down though before stuff really happens. Oh, everything is so far away. So far away. Look at this starport. It is extremely far away. We should get a tank here out of HeroMarine. Did he misclick? Did he want to build a reactor for the starport and accidentally build a tech lab? That happens to the best, of course. That would be unfortunate. He's dealing so much damage. Good control here out of MaxPax's. He does have a 3rd base on the way. Here comes the Stim. +1 as well done already on those units. And that means that a lot of damage is being dealt here. Marauder should probably take their spot in the bunkers. Storm is on the way. At the end of the day, I still think that HeroMarine is ahead here, honestly. If HeroMarine had been a bit more ballsy, and rather than getting a tank, would have just gotten a reactor on this factory, would have had 2 medevacs out right now, I'd say he's fairly far ahead. But because it's only going to be single medevac production, the game feels playable here for MaxPax's. But his infrastructure is so bad. Look at this. What is this? Gateway 5 and 6? 4 and 5? 4, 5, and 6 are on the way right now. We have a 3rd base that is going to be mineral saturated, but that's about it. There's a lot of Stalkers on the map, which is nice. Is there a Prism already? Yeah, there is. Storm is on the way. Do we have any Templar? No, we don't. Like this just... It feels like MaxPax's could be in trouble. If there's a push heading across the map in the next 20 seconds, I think MaxPax's is in trouble. He couldn't just be. He is. 600 minerals in the bank, though, for HeroMarine, struggling to spend his money. 2 more depots coming down. Yeah. The lack of medevacs here is saving MaxPax's in such a big way. Imagine an army on his doorstep right now. Look at this. 9 Stalkers, 3 Zealots, 3 Templar. It's just not enough. In order for your Templar to get good storms, you need units to force the Terran army to be in a clump. Because if the Terran army is in a clump, storms just don't do that much damage. They just don't do that much. They're not that good. And also against such a heavy Marauder force, they're not that brilliant. Right now, though, MaxPax's gets a little bit more time, throws down a 4th base. He's going to be capable of working on that body of units. Starts sending out Zealot Rumbies. Look at that, 3-3. So consistent with these as well, these Zealot Rumbies. Huge fan of those moves. Huge fan of those moves, even. Massive stuff. Absolutely massive stuff. Bunker already built here. Of course, HeroMarine fairly well aware of the playstyle of his opponent. Ooh, blink forward. That was a wild blink. Yeah. He's just like high-fiving an undercover cop, you know? It's like, hey, what's up? You're a cop too, right? And boom. Like, that guy's gonna get shot immediately. And there's a mole. Like, that blink forward trying to snipe that one Marauder gave away the position of the observer so bad. Holy crap. Here come the 3 Zealots. They move in. Bunker's going to get attacked. These Zealots will start working on these Marauders as well. These bad boys are also moving in towards the natural. Is there some potential here to deal real damage? Maybe, maybe no. No upgrades yet for MaxPax, but there's 3 storms. Let's see, is it going to be enough? No Guardian Shield either is available right now. Oh my god, these storms are massive. Actually huge storms, and all the Templars stay alive as well. That was a sick fight, honestly. That was an insane fight. 1-1 upgrades done for HeroMarine. No Ghost Academy yet though, so a minor misread in this game. I think against, in my mind, against this Storm Rush, you probably want to get Ghost faster. Although 2-2 upgrades against delayed Forges is also okay. Mine dealing some damage. 2 more mines on the way, Liberators on the way as well. This army might not just be big enough to defend though. Bunker's definitely going to help out. Couple of storms coming in. Good lift on that CC there. Allowing the SCVs to escape as well as some of these Marauders to escape. Colossus moving forward. Archon is getting blasted here on its retreat. We have another big warp in of Zealots. This Colossus gets picked up at the last possible second. Well, not the last possible second, but had a good timing there. Big hits out of these mines. Poof, poof, poof. Zealots get blasted. 84 workers against 69, and I think this is the real story. It's not so much that these fights have necessarily been great, because they have been pretty even, but is that MaxPax during this has just been expanding, while HeroMarine, well, has not been expanding. He's been doing the opposite of expanding. Which is this expand. There has to be a word for the shrinking. Good lord, he is shrinking. He's becoming smaller. It feels like. Like before, he kind of had some authority over his side of the map, but right now he's only safe in his own mineral lines, where the Zealots aren't as effective. Liberators are very far back as well. I have to say it. Factory moves forward to create a bit more of a choke. I like that a lot. Some of these Zealots will end up getting picked off. Yeah, there's a lot of workers on the way. I'm a big fan of this high eco style that MaxPax is playing here. The moment he gets any type of map control, any type of control of the game whatsoever, he says, okay, I'm going up to a very high worker count. I'm expanding like a crazy man. And I just stay on 6 gases. Just start spamming Zealots like my life depends on it. What do I think of that? I think this is cool. And he has 10 gateways. He should probably add a couple more. We have a second robotics facility, a dark shrine as well. Whereas in the past, it was really the DTs that kind of made the late game. Right now, at least for MaxPax, it feels like it is Zealots that make the late game for him. Which is very interesting to me, because Ghosts feel good against him. Mentally, in my head at least, they feel that Ghost should beat this army. I'm interested in some Ghosts. And, joining the fray here. Do we even have a Ghost Academy? We do have a Ghost Academy, we're just not seeing them. This is also a pretty good fight right now for HeroMarine, who's pushing this back very, very rapidly. Do we have any Zealot run-bys coming in? No, we do not. That was really the one big thing that MaxPax had going for himself. He might actually die here. So many Vikings still alive. Oh no. What a sad way to end this series. MaxPax felt like it was in complete control here. Who's going to get pushed back? HeroMarine. Oh, that's a lot of stims going down right now. 2-2 isn't finished quite yet. That means that it's 2-1 in favor of MaxPax against 1-1. But I don't think that this base can survive any longer. Oi, 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 oi. We need some type of counter damage, but it's just not happening. 5th base is already being rebuilt here on the bottom right side. So that's the base formerly known as the 6th. We'll now rebrand to the 5th very quickly. There's a lot of medevacs in this army. Actually, too many medevacs. Can I say it? It's not good. Oh. No, this I don't like. So the one thing that HeroMarine really has going for himself right now is that he has a great one-go push army with a lot of sustain in these medevacts, which means that stims aren't going to hurt too much. But he doesn't have a great army for splitting. Not against an evenly upgraded Protoss army, does he? Well, up one upgrade is HeroMarine. This might actually deal some damage though. You get a semi-recall. No, this is a real recall, but it's not the entire army. It's just enough. It's actually the perfect split here out of MaxPax. That's pretty crazy. Can blink forward to kill something here. +2 armor finishing up right now as well for MaxPax. Once again, no Zealot run by out on the map. He's sending out a Zealot forward to get some scouting info. Using these two groups very, very well. Making sure that we can get a surround going at this moment. Here we go. Disruptor's going to, yep, connect with this, connect with that, connect with Marines over there. Yeah, supplies look very close, but 12 medevacs, 1 Liberator. Not doing much of anything. 4 supply in this bunker as well, so we're really talking, well, with the medevacs and the guys in the bunker, which are completely useless. What we're talking about is that 28 supply or so, that's just not there fighting. MaxPax still has a huge eco, 95 workers once again. I'm feeling really, really bad for HeroMarine in this moment. He smelled victory. This is the worst thing. It's like when you come home and you smell freshly baked bread. And your annoying little sister already ate all of it. And there's no more bread. And all there's left is a can of beans. No one really likes beans either. Beans is one of these foods that people pretend to like because it's probably healthy for them. Although it wouldn't surprise me if all of the research in how healthy beans are has also been falsified by the guys that, you know, that grow the beans, because they don't want to think that their job is completely useless. If you have any good bean recipes and you think, hey Kevin, beans are delicious, be sure to put it in the comments, because I don't believe that you can do anything good with beans. Just like HeroMarine can do anything good with these 9 medevacs. GG gets called as the series ties up 2-2. And that brings us to the final game here. On the final map. Which is going to be Moondance. Where we see HeroMarine open up with a double gas opener once more. This time just with a cheeky Reaper. I think this series has been absolutely A tier. The games have been very, very high level. And have been super enjoyable to watch, in my opinion. I'm very happy that I got to cast these. And I hope this final game is going to be as good as the others. It always sucks if you have like a really sick series of like just a sick PvT series or just any sick series, and then the final game leaves a sour taste in your mouth. I never liked that. You know what doesn't leave a sour taste in your mouth? Beans. Because beans have no taste whatsoever. If only there was a sour taste, at least it would have some purpose. But beans are the worst food in the world. I said what I said. Alright, enough about beans. We have a stall lead. Talking about good mind games, this is really, really nice. This is what Hero had been playing for a while. And it is something that I am pretty fond of as well. It is a Stalker into Phoenix play. Now, this completely sells the story of being a Twilight opener. This works best on maps where it's easy to hide your tech structure, which, well, this isn't one of those maps actually. So, this is a terrible mind game. I take back everything I said. This works well on a map like Data Sea, where you can completely wall and then have your tech building hidden. Then you open up with Stalker, and the Terran will be like, Stalker. Why would they build Stalkers? Ah, right, Blink Stalkers. And then, you know, they start building tanks and other units that you want against Blink Stalkers, and then you save up Phoenixes until you have 4, you fly in and you kill 7 workers and win the game with your charge level attack afterwards. That's what Hero played, a bunch. But that is not what MaxPax is playing here. And HeroMarine, whew. Okay, he knows what he's doing. He's going for a quick Cyclone, and this Cyclone, look at that. the purpose of this Cyclone is very simple. It is to deny the scout. Oh, he messed it up. He lost vision there for a second on the Phoenix, but did manage to deny the scout because he's playing a triple Rex tank build. And this is most likely going to be... Well, it's not actually going to be an all-in. I thought this was going to be an all-in, but... So you can see whether it's an all-in or not a lot of the time. And the way that you figure it out is whether there are SCVs being cut or whether there are Marines being cut. And we saw this barracks not producing Marines for a little while, which means that the priority was on SCVs, which means that, yes, there's still going to be a pretty significant push. Wait, why is he not building SCVs right now? Okay, maybe it's still the all-in. Why did he cut the Marines earlier then? That makes no sense, does it? Oh no, he's going all out with this. Oh, he's going all out with this. Oh, he definitely is going all out with this. Hasn't really scouted a whole lot though. This scouting denial has been really good. If you don't see the tanks and you don't see the barracks count, you can't actually figure out what this crap is. It's awful. It's one of the worst feelings in the world. This is going to be a key moment here. First person for HeroMarine. He needs to deny this observer. It is so important. Oh, he saw it. He saw it. He saw it. This is huge. He sees... No, he doesn't. Did he see it? I thought he saw it. But maybe he doesn't give a crap. Maybe he just doesn't care anymore. He says, hey, I'm moving out already. Okay, he did see it. He's going to try and take it out. And he is going to be capable of taking it out. SCVs are being pulled as well. This is a pretty big all-in. This has a lot of power. This can be stopped. But very often it doesn't get stopped. Because it's a really good build. It is just a really powerful build, honestly. And we'll have to wait and see how this is going to end. Okay, Immortal Stalker moving on the map right now, wanting to just take out some of these units. 4 batteries are here, so stalling is not going to be an issue. As these Phoenixes should probably be taking out the reinforcements rather than being at home. Colossus over a Disruptor is an interesting choice. Not my favorite type of interesting choice. Stim gets used for the first time. Don't forget, there's not that many Stims. Super Battery here is active. This Colossus is tanking a lot of the tank fire. Oh, what a poorly done defense here out of MaxPax's. It's not working out so far, but there's not too many Stims available still. Phoenixes have gone though, which means that this position is going to get infinite reinforcements. And that is one of the main things that you need to use the Phoenixes for, is taking out the reinforcements. Because then it forces your opponent's hand to kind of attack into you. And then the Colossus might actually be useful. Poor control out of HeroMarine is going to lose a lot of Marines to that one Disruptor shot. There's still a third base in the back as well. Starport is being created at home as Marauders are now starting to well, march across the map at some point in the near future. Another tank comes in as well. This base is going to fall. Simple as that. Disruptor died somewhere. I'm not quite sure how or why or when. We missed that. My apologies for that. Here are the 2 Phoenixes trying to take out the reinforcements. But there should have been 4 Phoenixes or maybe even 5 Phoenixes at this point trying to take out the reinforcements. Thermal Lens is about to finish up. This game will continue on, but it will continue on while being heavily in favor of HeroMarine, who is at 86 supply against 84. It's going to take out the most important tech structure currently in the game, which is the robotics facility. But Thermal is going to finish up. That actually is a big deal. Thermal Lens finishing there. This is a powerful position. Good luck breaking this without charge. But good luck breaking this with charge. Ugh, 1 Phoenix goes down. 2nd Phoenix. No. No. Absolutely not. Yeah, a good attempt, but not good enough. It's like when I try to juggle with 4 balls. It works when I throw the first 3 in the air, but the 4th one is there and it doesn't really work. So it's not really juggling with 4 balls, it's juggling with 3. Just like this wasn't really breaking the opponent. It felt like it for a second, you know, 75% of the way there, but the final 25%. At the end of the day, there's still a tank, there's still 2 bunkers, 3rd one on the way, turrets. You have a 3rd CC halfway done already. Starport is pumping out medeffects, more tanks rallying across the map. This game and this series will end, and it will kind of sizzle. It will go out, and it will not be spectacular fireworks. This will be the final attack there, and that's it. There's nothing left. There's not much left. Well, 2 Zealots, 5 Zealots, 2 Stalkers. that's about it. We already have +1 armor on the way as well. And we can start talking about my dislike of beans again. But MaxPax saves me that pain. As instead, we get a GG and the correct call here. Thanks for MaxPax. Thanks to MaxPax for sending me these replays. Very kind. There's not a lot of pro gamers that send series that they lose. But MaxPax is always kind enough to provide me with any replays. So big shout out to my good Danish friend for that. And also thanks to all of you for watching this. If you did enjoy this, please feel free to share this with your friends that watch StarCraft. Feel free to share this with your friends that don't watch StarCraft. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Thank you, and bye-bye.